Hi, Gail here. Welcome to Radio Kidnappers, Life Coaching with Gail, where I talk about psychic and spiritual subjects, topics and information. I've got the cards in front of me in case we have a little bit of extra time. I don't know if you can see those. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little idea about what I do, what I see, how I function, I guess, if you come to see me for a session or a reading. So the way I identify myself these days is rather than psychic or tarot reader, which I'm both of, the term noetic scientist describes me, my life, who I am, how I work the most accurately. And so in that aspect, the information that I get for you and that I give to you helps you in several different ways. It can help you understand more clearly a situation that's going on in your life, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be with money, whether it be with just other people or work in general, or however you're feeling in yourself. You know, a lot of you have felt lost with COVID, so therefore that means that you are changing direction in your life and that the timing for you, that change of direction is perfect. When you feel lost, a reading and a session can give you clarity on what your abilities are, what your life path is, what you're here for. And sometimes we've just been living life, going to work, doing a job. Maybe it's because it pays well, maybe because it's something we love and enjoy doing. Whatever reason that our life kind of stops, changes and turns around, which it has for pretty much everyone on the planet in some way, means that there's now something new to look at. There's a new view to have. There's a new direction that will open up for you. And it can be disconcerting. It can be seem to be that nothing is happening. A reading can give you clarity on that. So I wrote a few things down today, so I didn't get kind of lost in the wording side of things. Just to let you know a little bit about what I do and what you could expect perhaps from a session. So my name is Gail. I am a noetic scientist. As such, I get information coming into my head, thoughts continuously. I've had this happening since I was a child. I would ask questions and talk to God because that was the creator energy that I knew. And so I did that every day, all day, about everything. And I've told you these things before. For those of you that don't know, that was my survival mechanism. That was my, please explain, why is this happening scenario. I would get downloads of information with enormously long words that I hadn't learned, couldn't have comprehended, except I understood, knew absolutely what they meant and everything else. So I figured, okay, so this is God talking to me. And I didn't like all the information I got because sometimes it was personal, but it was never harmful. It was always helpful. So, and still is, and that's something I like to share with people, is information that comes through from them, for them, that I can give to them. Right, so have this continuous stream of, call it thought energy, it's safer, we feel more comfortable with things like that. And often it's about the world and what's going to happen. In intermediate, we were told to imagine what it would be like in 2020. And that was like so way advanced. And some of the children sort of like wrote stories and drew pictures about flying cars and everything else. And I got this movie that I knew would happen in my grandchildren's great-grandchildren's time. And it wasn't pretty. But I also knew and understood that there would be a reason for that. I was also quite good when I was younger at stopping information if it was too far beyond my comprehension. And I think I've said this before. I actually asked the ultimate question about infinity and went into infinity. And the never-ending aspect of infinity was too overwhelming. If I were to go there again, and I can at any time, it's not a good idea. We don't have the capacity to comprehend some things or to comprehend the concept of some things. And each of you are a different path in your life. You can comprehend certain things, and other things are just like way, way too much. And you're not ready, and that's okay. Wherever you're at, the information you need comes to you. A lot of you just get information. You don't even know that's what it is. You think, oh, I'm just thinking in my head again and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes it's very useful what you're actually thinking or what just pops into your head. So I also get information about people. And if people choose to come and see me, I have a method where I sit down before the person comes and I look at your personality, your character. I look at this life situation you're in, and aspects of who you are, what's important for you to do, how other people kind of view you, and what your driving kind of motivations and passions are. And that can be really useful to help you find, what's next for you in your life. I get distracted very easily. I'm very sorry because I keep getting stuff sometimes that comes in. So I will just pop that to the side. I do have blocking mechanisms. Sometimes they still just stop what I'm doing and thinking and talking about. So I apologise for that, but that is part of the whole experience for me. So I can tune in on you if you come to see me, and it's always with your permission, and that must be reinforced. It is always private, and I am very careful and have been my whole life about upsetting anybody or making people feel uncomfortable by saying something that could be intrusive or extremely private. And I exercise that, and I've got methods of dealing with that. It doesn't always, perhaps that's what you want, the straight shooter or the information bang, bang, bang. You just can't always handle it, nor can you actually comprehend the true meaning of just words. And it's all about how it affects you. And I think I've told you the story before about the two farmers. And there was a storm warning. We've got weather coming in. But there was the storm warning, and there was going to be huge rains. One farmer was, oh my God, this is devastating. What am I going to do? This is going to ruin me. This is going to ruin the crops. This is just the worst possible thing that could happen. And another farmer goes, oh, thank goodness, great, this is amazing. This is exactly what my land needs. So it's perception, it's perspective, it's view. So part of what I do is to help you get a different view, perhaps to one that you have yourself. And it actually can provide you with a sense of either clarity or relevance in your life. So therefore, like a sense of peace, perhaps. And other things. It can help give you solutions. It can help answer questions. It can actually belie your worries so that you're not, you realise you've been worrying about something that wasn't actually anything to worry about, or it was just non-existent. So I've got, and I always get sidetracked. So I also have an ability to channel, and I can channel a person that has passed over. I can channel an entity, a higher being if you like. I can channel messages that are spiritual messages for you, your well-being, that help resolve perhaps some of those personal hates you have on yourself, or expectations you have on yourself to achieve or to be a certain way. Often messages will come through that, and they always make complete sense. They can be related to you, you understand them. When it comes to someone who has passed over, this is entirely over to the person. If they feel comfortable coming through me, then that's fine. I have a barrier where I will always be aware and conscious of what is being said, just because I'm nosy. A channel who chooses to be a non-conscious channel they will not remember a word they've said. And I do have those experiences where people say, "You said," and I'm like, really? Usually it's good, but it's not something I recollect. But that's the other thing. I'm not allowed to remember a person. If I don't see somebody very regularly, I'll forget I ever saw that person. And I always feel terrible that one day I opened the door to a woman and I asked her, "Have I seen you before?" And she said, "Yes, last week." So I'm not allowed to remember names and people, because I'm not allowed to remember their situation. It has to come from right here in this moment. This is the information. This is helpful. This can resolve this for you. This can give you direction. This can do a whole lot of different things. Okay. So it can give you clarity on a situation or experience that you've had even in the past. So, and it helps to release pain, especially emotional pain. You can have a realization as well. And it's something sometimes that can take a little bit of time, which is hence the life coaching aspect of it. Sometimes it's like, oh, you have an epiphany. It's just all makes sense. Like, that happens quite a lot. Other abilities that I use, intuitive abilities, a clairvoyant ability. And you can't order this. You can't make this happen. It just happens or it doesn't. Sometimes it's a movie. You get the whole movie of a situation going on in front of you. And I've said to quite a few people, it would be really great if somebody invented, and I know they will be able to in the future, a screen that actually took the information that you got and just put it in a movie sense, or took the movie and put it up there on the screen so that you can see it, because then it would be fully descriptive. I've always had trouble articulating my words, hence my trying to keep on track here. So sometimes it's a movie, sometimes it's just a thing, and you go, what is that? It means nothing to me. If it doesn't mean anything to you, then you just hold that and wait and see, because it could be about a future event or happening, and then it makes sense to you. Not everything's going to make sense in the moment, because some of it's future forward. Now, the other thing is, this is a lot of you, that clairsentience, that feeling, that being able to kind of feel the vibe of a room, the vibe of a person, like knowing something's up with them. Maybe you don't know what it is, but that's the same thing. And you're generally sensitive. You're generally affected by a lot of things people say and do in your life. I have been my entire life. And now that I'm old, it's really good, because I can take something that might be difficult to hear, and then I revisit it, I re-look at it, I look at what I could perhaps have done differently or whatever, so that I improve myself, and I do it for that reason. So the clairsentience can be overwhelming at times, is what I put. I have in my life developed a mechanism of being ignorant to it, blocking it out, and that's my safety mechanism. It means that maybe I won't see you on the street, or that I may not recognise you if you call out to me. It is helping to keep all of those energy waves, vibrations, thoughts, if you like, as well, kind of away from my life. And I've always been sensitive about intruding on people's lives. That's always been something. So if you come to me, you have agreed to sit with me, you've agreed that I can look at you and write a few things down that are general about what I observe about you and your life and what's going on for you in your life. And then when we get together, if it's the first time that I've seen you, I use about 15 minutes just to kind of let you know a little bit about the setup in the room, because there is a setup as far as my specialists. I have specialists in the human condition and experience that help you if you come and see me. By the way, you're there maybe not for the reason you think you're there. I do a lot of work with helping people in an energy way and on an energy level. So my spirit helpers just organise for a person to come sit in my space, and I often say, I'm just the distraction, you're here for other reasons. And there's always a reason. It is whether you are ready. It is whether you are at that point in your life where you are ready to accept and receive energy information. And that doesn't come from me always. Most of it comes from the thin air, spirits around you, your loved ones, people you can't see. And yeah, that's what goes on the whole session. I just say stuff, really, that is relevant, that is helpful. So the clairsentience, being sensitive to everything, can often mess you up emotionally if you don't know whether it's yours or someone else's. But I've got little tricks to help with those sort of things as well. I also read people's minds, but I don't deliberately read people's minds. Let me just say I know what they're thinking. And, you know, that's really tough because people don't really always like you. And like, that's okay for me now these days. You're allowed to think what you like. What is it? It's none of your business what anyone thinks of you. I remember hearing that and thinking, okay, they're allowed to think what they think. It's their prerogative, okay? So, but it can be difficult if you, pick up on people's thoughts. And if I really want to avoid that, then, like I say, I have blocking mechanisms and I can choose to ignore and shut it out and become, like I don't know. And that's my protection. What did I put here? Yes. So the other thing that I do is past lives. Past lives, or think about it like reading a life of your ancestor, if you like, if that makes you feel more comfortable. I've always preferred to think that I've been here more times than once, and but I can see a situation that is relevant in your life right now, especially if it's a difficult situation, and you get the best out of me if you need help. You get the best out of me if you have a problem. Let's just say you get a whole lot more if you have a situation you're really struggling with. Or like that life change direction scenario as well. So a past life, I will see it as a movie. I will simply say what I see. You could be male or female in that movie, and That means it could be a male ancestor or a female ancestor, if that's how you want to look at it. And then I'll see a movie of what's going on, and it will always relate, and I won't know about what your situation is, but it always will relate to the person you're with in a relationship that you are having some sort of difficulty or problem with. Now, I prepare for the session before you arrive. If it's the first time that you've seen me, just know that I need you to be comfortable and relaxed. So I will just tell you, that's why I write things down. I'll just tell you a bit about what I've got written down. You never have to agree. You can always ask me questions all the way through. You can point my focus in a different direction, because I just get what I get, but you're the driver of the scenario. So yeah, that's probably it. I think that's it. If you are interested for any reason in coming and having either a tarot reading, a past life reading, a mediumship reading, which is contacting ones from the other side, a look at the year ahead, whatever kind of reading that you would like, it's always good for me to know before you start, otherwise you get what I'm given, which is generally okay. But if you've got a specific request, then ask. My phone number is 027 4166 545. And on that note, lovely people, please have a good day. Take care. Namaste.